Thanks for logging on to Wayne.com for another edition of Inside the Zone. He's Tom Davis of the News Sentinel. I'm Glenn Marini. And a huge game last Friday night, which is what we're going to discuss. First off, at Chambers Field, we're talking about Northside as they hosted the mighty Bishop Luers Knights. And this one, I think, was closer than the score indicated, but Luers coming up with a 56-28 win. You anticipated a 21-point win by Luers. Pretty much what happened.
Well, it was, although there were a couple of late scores that kind of made the score seem a little bit bigger than it really was. What it showed was Bishop Luers has the experience in these type of games that Northside doesn't quite have yet. They've had some big games this year, but Luers has big games year after year after year. And the playmakers of Luers were just too much for the Northside defense to be able to contain. Jalen Smith, Michael Rogers, Montez Brooks had a good game as well. And James Kanapke was really accurate on Friday night, and he was just too much for the Northside defenders.
When you're taking a look at what Bishop Luers, the body of work that they've done so far, they've still got Brebeuf on the schedule this coming Friday, and they've got Bishop Dwenger. So some tough teams, but at this point in the season, has anybody been more impressive in this area? I know Leo's still 7-0, Busco's still 7-0, but has anyone impressed you like Bishop Luers has?
No, they really haven't. Bishop Luers, the thing that's even more impressive than their offense, which is really strong, their defense is phenomenal. Jalen Smith makes plays, and Montez Brooks at the linebacker spot. There's a number of guys that make plays. The offensive and defensive lines nobody talks about, but Bishop Luers has been strong in those areas. Right from week one, they have just made a statement to the Fort Wayne area that they are the team to beat, which is really impressive because they lost quite a bit of weapons off last year's two-time state championship team. It wasn't like this was, they returned the entire cupboard of players. Luers lost a lot of weapons, and they've just rebuilt, and Coach Lindsey's done a great job.
Now, this shakes up the SAC race because Northside was in the driver's seat heading into Friday night. Now Luers is in the driver's seat because they don't share conference titles. It's all, if there's a tie, it goes to the head-to-head winner. Luers now 5-1 in conference. Dwenger right back. I know we've been talking about how they've been having a subpar season, but 4-1 in the SAC is not too bad, as is Northside 4-1 in the SAC.
Well, Bishop Dwenger is right back where everybody thought they would be. They're in contention. And I don't want to come out and say, hey, this is going to be a cakewalk for Bishop Luers to beat Bishop Dwenger. I tell you, in both the instances of Snyder and Bishop Dwenger, good coaching has prevailed. And what I mean by that, because you can look at it and say Snyder's having the worst season in 2 decades record-wise, which they are, and Bishop Dwenger has had a couple of losses and had their SAC snap, or streak snapped. So you can make all those arguments, but what you see in good coaching is a team playing its best football when it counts, which is tournament time, and that's what Snyder and Bishop Dwenger are both doing. Bishop Dwenger shocking the state of Indiana, knocking off 3A #1 and the prohibitive favorite to win the state championship in Chittard, on the road, no less. It's incredible. And what Coach Schwarzkopf has done is he's made adjustments. Dalton Wheeler now running the ball. He was the quarterback. Mike Viacable, backup quarterback. Now he's the starter at quarterback. And so adjustments have been made both at Snyder and at Dwenger, and that's a sign of great coaching. You got to remember, the football season, basketball season, baseball season, whatever it is, it's a journey. You're not great on day one. You want to be great at the end of the season, and each week you need to learn things and improve on those things, and that's exactly what Dwenger has done. And now, boy, that's going to be a tough pick between Dwenger and Luers now.